So it has been an amazing summer for Irish athletics, track and field. All of the success this summer, we won medals, and where we won them were with young Irish female athletes, teenage athletes, and I'm delighted to have one of them in the studio with us today. Rhasidat Adeleke is here in the middle. Beside her is her mother, Ade, and on the left is Jacqui Freyne from Athletics Ireland. And both of these people are here with her because they play such an important role in supporting her to be as good as she is. So all of you, welcome to Off the Ball.
Thank you. Thank you.
No need to look nervous, to have a bit of fun and to find out lots about how do you become a good young athlete and who supports these good young athletes. Rhasidat, you did something amazing this summer. You won the European Under-18 200 metre title, and you were only 15 at the time. The first thing we want to know is, what did it feel like when you went across the line?
I couldn't believe it. Like, I was so emotional, and I think I was so emotional because I didn't expect it. Because I think if I was ranked like first or second, I would have expected it. Well, I would have most likely expected it. So it wouldn't have been as like surprising, but the fact that I was like ranked fifth. That is probably what people might not know is, first of all, you were ranked fifth. Second, you were one of the youngest in the field. It was the European Under-18 Championships, and at the time, you were 15. Yeah.
So you defied all logical form, if you like, to do it.
Exactly.
And you produced a personal best in the semi-final and in the final. Like, how do you do that? How do you run your best ever in a major championship?
Well, I was pretty tense in the heat because I really wanted to go for a medal, and I felt like I could do it. But that didn't do any justice for me because I got so tight in the last 100 metres, and I just gave up, kind of. But then in the semi-final, I tried to keep more relaxed and just have fun. I just kind of thought to myself, it's not the end of the world if I don't medal. And I think that thought actually done well for me because I was so relaxed, and then I PB'd. So I was like, I'll do the same thing for the final round. Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And tension is the enemy of all sprinters. The minute you tense, the minute you slow down. So you said you were emotional.
Yeah.
Mom, Ade, were you emotional? And where were you when all of this happened? It was in Hungary.
Yeah, I was there. Definitely I was. Because before the final, I couldn't sleep as well. It's just like, oh my God, I wish all the success every other day. So I was there that day. Then I was there almost at the end. But I couldn't just watch.
Really?
So, but until somebody came to me and said, congrats, she won it. Oh my God.
Really?
Then I started crying. I burst into tears.
Oh, there was tears all around then. She was crying, you were crying. Yeah. So were you literally, when she was racing, were you looking away?
No, it's just like, I'm just like this.
Yeah.
So and the sisters and the brothers are there shouting at her, come on, go, until at the end, somebody just came to me and said, oh, congrats, she won it.
And were you expecting, at the most, were you hoping for a medal?
Yeah, definitely. I'm delighted for her because, like her, I couldn't expect it because the first E, she came second. But when she came to me, I said, okay, you just relax. Make sure you put more effort in the next one. And I wish you all the success. So she said, yes, okay.
And how soon after you crossed the line did you get to Mum?
Well, first I went through, you go through all the interviews and stuff. And then, I got my stuff. Then, as soon as I came out, got a big hug from Patience. Then I went to my mum.
And Mum was there.
Yeah,
was Dad there as well, or just Mum?
Only me and the sister and the brother.
Right, okay. So she's the middle of your children. Yeah. And Jacqui, were you there?
I was, yes. I was the performance sport of the team out there.
Right.
So it was a great occasion to be there and very proud of all the performances.
Your title with Athletics Ireland is Performance Development Manager, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But you travel with a lot of the underage teams and you're there for them on the high performance elements. We'll talk about how you support them as well. Did you expect it? Did you expect that she could win it?
I know that Rhasidat is a very determined athlete, and I also saw that she learned her lesson from the heat when she was tense, and we we discussed it afterwards, and she said, yeah, I was really tense, and I knew, that she knew herself that she was tense. It was no need for us to tell it, and she said, if I relax a little bit, I can run so much better, and she did run so much better in the semi-final.
Yeah.
And then I think once you get to a final, it's always a lottery. Once you're in that final, there's every hope that any of the 8 people can win a medal, and she came out of the blocks so determined that really I was very optimistic, but delighted for her also.
How close was the finish? Did you know straight away that you'd got gold?
I felt like I did, but there was the French girl in lane 2, and she was actually pretty close to me, so I wasn't 100% certain. But when the camera was focusing on me, I was like, oh my God.
Is that how you knew?
Yeah, because
sometimes I think, do you look up at the screen, or how do you know?
No, because then I was like, oh my God, like you can hear me in the video. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God.
So once the camera's on you,
because
I've probably done a good thing here. First of all, we have this. We've had this, just a group of you coming together and winning medals at European under 18, which you did, and then under 20 as well, because you were part of the relay team that won a silver medal at the World Juniors this year. But I wondered, how did you get into athletics, first of all?
Well, I done pretty well in primary school, and we went to like track and field championships, like the primary school ones, and like I would like do well, I like win medals. And eventually my PE teacher advised me to join an athletics club, and like she got all the forms for Tala, like she called up and she
You
was like,
live in Tala?
Yeah.
And
she so I signed up and I just went one night.
What age were you then?
12.
So who was the PE teacher? We have a lot to thank her for.
Miss Lunny, I don't know her first name.
Was this in your primary school?
Yeah, my primary school, yeah.
Wow, so she spotted
She's a great
something.
woman.
Yeah.
She said, oh my God, you just have to, today, I want you in this school, and you have to go there now. Then I went there. When I reached there, nobody was there. She gave me the number. I started calling, nobody picked up the phone. Then she said, she always asked her every day.
Yeah, she was
Really?
so, yeah.
I want her to go there now. I want her to go there now. So we went there again. I said, okay, I couldn't get it. I said, okay, it's my job now. I'm going to do that job. Every minute I'm going to ring them. Anytime I got them, I give you a shout. Then you have to go there immediately. So she rang me, she called me, she said, okay, I got someone now, and they will be there from this time to this time. You have to go there right away now.
Get her join them
You
now.
just have to go now. Then I said, okay, and I'm almost preparing to go to work. I said, okay, I just went to work.
Really?
So the woman just called me and said, oh my God, I will be there in the evening when I come back from work. So I went there. Fortunately for me, I met a man and said, okay, that's okay. They gave me the form, and they said I should bring her the following day. And I think a week after, she went to cross country.
Yeah.
She started with a cross country. Yeah.
Not exactly your strength.
No.
Yeah, she did. So, and she came like 12 or 10th, yeah?
Was I?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was in the Phoenix Park.
In Phoenix Park. That's our first race with
First
them.
race through the mud in Phoenix Park.
Yeah, all of them was like, oh my God. And that's just it.
And
Just like
a first experience of cross country didn't put you off then, even though it's not your strength.
No, she doesn't want to do it.
I didn't really
she
want
would
to
say,
do it,
I said, okay, you have to. everything is under must now.
Like I just
that
tried
you just
everything.
have to.
Kind of.
So you were convinced, Addie, by this school teacher that she had real talent and you had to pursue it. You had to try to do your best for get her into a club. And you're lucky that Tala, Jacqui, has an athletics club and has a track. People might know that. Mm-hmm. But tell us about a Tala Athletics Club.
Yeah, great young athletic club, and they cater for all the different age groups. And a lot of athletics clubs around the country have grown a lot because it's a low-cost entry sport. Athletics is very easy for people to get into. There's not a lot of equipment needed. They just turn up and come along, and there's not huge fees or money involved, which is very fortunate for us. And a lot of the clubs have developed their coaches. And so Tala would be one of the most progressive clubs around, yes. And
it has good sprint
facility.
coaches, and it has a track, because again, you could be anywhere in the country which might necessarily have a track, but it has a track as well.
Yeah, they're very fortunate. They have a great facility out there.
Yeah. So all of that helped. How quickly did you know you were good?
Well, I knew I was fast because I used to beat all the boys at on sports day, but I think in 2017 when I won my first All-Ireland gold medal indoors, I think that kind of clicked. That kind of made it up for me. And coming second at EYOF.
Yeah, which is European Youth Olympics last year in 2017. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe we can go somewhere with this. So I just,
So that was a big marker, really. To win a silver medal at European Youth Olympics, Jacqui, is a marker that there's real talent there.
Yeah, it's a great young event for us. It's under 18 in 2019. When Rhasidat did in 2017, it actually was an under 17 competition.
Right. She was 14.
She was 14
at the time, yes. So they've brought it more onto the pathway, which is great from our point of view, because now it's a little bit more appropriate. It's a stepping stone towards the European under-18s, and is a great opportunity for our athletes to travel as part of an Olympic team.
Yeah, and all of that is important, Rhasidat, because you need to go to an event and see all of the things happening around you and get used to going to call rooms, going down to before your race. So was the European Youth Olympics an important thing for you?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I've never been in a car room or anything before that. Like, seeing all the other countries, like, it was like amazing. And like traveling, that was my first time traveling.
Where were they?
Hungary.
Hungary,
yeah.
Wow.
So
and you were in Hungary again then this year?
Yeah.
And then you went to Finland. This daughter is more travelled than the rest of the family. I'm sure she's probably got a passport that's going to be bigger than everybody else's. So you kind of knew then once you won that medal. But this is a big commitment, and this is what we'll talk about, because for athletes to do well, they need so much support. It's team sport, you have lots of people around you, and you played team sport, didn't you? You played Gaelic and basketball, yeah. And in school, what do you do? Where are you in school?
Badminton and... Oh, what year?
Yeah.
I'm in 5th year.
In Townure?
Oh, Townure, Presentation. Yeah.
So you're playing other team sports, but this is individual. So what is your day like, or what's a typical day for you training, combining that with school now?
Well, now I get up for school at 6:30 in the morning, then go to school. I finish school at 3:30. Then I go home, I get something to eat, do some homework, then I have training at 7. And I come home around 9, then I just get something small to eat and straight to bed.
And straight to bed. And are you strict on her getting straight to bed, Mum? Does she have to be in bed at a certain time?
By that time I was now.
Yeah, because you're working and you have very unusual working hours as well. So we'll talk about that. So that is your typical day. But do you also have to travel across town for training sometimes in the National Institute of Sport?
Yeah, on Wednesdays and Fridays, straight after school, I have to go straight to the gym. So I bring my stuff with me. My mum brings my stuff for me, and I go straight to the gym. And
that's you go from Tala, you go all the way across town to Abbottstown, which is Blanchardstown.
Yeah.
And Mum has all the gear, and you're training out there in a very high performance atmosphere. I mean, it's not just people your age, but other athletes as well.
Yeah, it's so like motivating training with the athletes that are like so talented. So like it puts you in the mix, and it makes you be like, I'm so privileged to be here, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
So all of that though, getting her organised, getting everything done, getting her to training and back, and getting her across the city. Ada, you have to do a great deal of that, I'd imagine, as a parent.
Yeah, definitely. I'm delighted to do it, because once I look at her, I just thank God for her.
Really?
Yeah, because I couldn't believe her for what she's doing at her age.
Yeah.
So there's nothing I do for her I don't regret it.
Yeah. It's not a chore.
Even if I don't have the money, I use my credit card. I use my credit card to book our ticket.
Right.
To go to Hungary, to go to everywhere. I don't mind.
Yeah.
So far, I still have my job. I know I'm still going to pay.
Yeah.
So
and
no worries.
You don't work a job that's necessarily 9 to 5 or 9 to 3:30 when she finishes in school. Tell us about your work.
Oh my God. My God, my work is like shift. Then I can just office swap with my colleagues. I used to work at times 6:30. It depends.
Yeah.
Then I used to work 6:30 to the morning at times. I used to have 2:00.
Right.
It depends on the time.
You work for An Post, is it?
Yeah, I work in An Post.
In Inchicore?
No, the one in Park West, Dublin Mail Centre.
In the Park West, right, in the mail centre.
Yeah.
So, is it true that you could sometimes have a shift that starts at 6:30 in the evening until 6:30 in the morning?
It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could have that.
Yeah, I
right.
could. It depends.
So
it's just like shift. So it depends, and it depends on me. But now I don't work as much as I used to work before, because if I work one day we're supposed to go to Athlone,
then I work all night
for the competition.
Yeah.
Then I work through night. Then on our way, I was telling them, so please talk to me.
You now want a tired, exhausted parent driving the car. But that's the reality for you.
No,
You
I don't do
sometimes,
that anymore.
right?
No, I
because
don't
you
do
had
that
those
anymore.
difficult night shifts.
No, I don't do that anymore. Yeah.
But you obviously have to change your shifts around sometimes so that you can pick her up and bring her across town.
Yeah. I work around her now.
Yeah.
My work depends on her now.
Really?
Yeah, because on Wednesdays now, she has to finish. She finished 1:00. So before 1:00, I have to be in her school.
Yeah, ready to go.
Waiting for her.
Ready to
bring
go.
all these stuffs. Then we are ready to go to Abbottstown. Immediately, I drop her home. I'm ready to go to work.
Right.
It's
wow.
just like that.
So it's done with military precision, I imagine. And in the support from the family is obviously there, mum and dad. And you have where does Rhasidat come in the family? Are there other children?
Oh, she's in the middle.
She's in the middle.
Yeah.
And are the others sporty?
Yeah, the sister used to do the field events.
Field events.
Yeah, like Chapeau.
Yeah.
Yeah. But last year she gave it up. She said, "Mommy, you know what? Don't just pay for me anymore. I don't want to go anymore."
Right.
But eventually when we went to Hungary and I don't know the name.
Oh, he was one of the coaches.
Talked to her.
Daniel?
Oh, right.
Dave Sweeney.
Dave Sweeney, yeah, the national throws coach.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
In Dundalk.
Georgina.
Oh, yeah,
She
Georgina
came
Trump.
Yeah, so they talked to her there and she said, "Okay, I will be. I think about it." Then and we came back and said, "Okay, Mommy, I wish to go back now." So I used to take her to Santry as well.
Oh, wow.
For training.
So what's her name?
So when I drop
Latifa.
When I drop her in Abbottstown, then I have to take her to
Santry.
Latifa to
So
Santry.
when we finish. She finished in Santry, then I will go and pick her up. Then
Wow. Wow, you are
So
the
that's what I'm
epitome of a sporting mum, really. It's amazing.
So,
yeah. And do you have a son then younger? Is he sporty as well?
yeah, she's on to athletics now.
Yeah.
And football. She played football with Ampost. It's Ampost before. It's Ampost football before but it's changed to what they call Talas Sound now.
Right. So he could be football or athletics. And is there a sport? Because we often talk about this. Is there sometimes people have genetics in their family where there's sporting talent? Did you do athletics or have play sport?
Yeah. When I was young, when I was in primary school, I could remember I used to be a long jumper and like 100 meters.
Really?
As well, but not as good as her. But for me, where we here, there's no motivation. Nobody motivates you.
Yeah.
To do it or something like that. You just say you think yourself you are doing it for fun.
Yeah.
So I just give it up.
You came to Ireland 20 years ago. Am I right? And I presume were there opportunities for you to play sport when you came to Ireland, or does she have a very different time?
Yeah, she wasn't there then.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, would you have had any opportunities to join clubs or play sport the way she does?
I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Until now, I was telling John, Paul, he used to be in the Tala Athletics Club, and he was telling me, "You can still do it." I said, "Okay, but there's no time for me to do it now."
Yes.
Because no time for me to train.
Yeah.
Unless if I'm not going to work anymore, but I couldn't do that. I won't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we talk all the time about why women give up sport and why they don't go back to sport, and a lot of the time it's because they're supporting their children, they're doing so much else, and that's part of the thing. Jacqui, from your point of view, we've had lots of success at junior level in athletics before, at under 20 particularly, but sometimes they just don't follow through at senior level for a whole load of reasons. They can get injured, they can lose interest, they can have their careers can take over. What is Athletics Ireland doing now? Because we know we have this young talent, and how are you supporting them?
Okay, so we're trying to work more closely with the athletes and their own coaches, and also trying to put in a better coaching structure around so that there are coaches that personal coaches can turn to for help and for mentoring and for technical expertise.
Yeah.
We also have a much better performance support package that we can offer the likes of Rhasidat and her peers. We're able to offer them physio and strength and conditioning and nutrition advice and all the things that perhaps before were not as available to the younger athletes and were more available to the seniors. The junior program has been up and running for about 6 years now, and it's growing every year, and we're getting more and more funding towards that program. And I think it's vital that we put that funding towards a transitionary phase for these athletes to help them transition, particularly when they're going from secondary school into universities.
Yeah.
We're trying to help them find universities that might suit their athletics as well as the career path, and we've been very fortunate to work with the likes of Owen Reinish and the Institute, who specialise in that area and help us to advise the athletes.
Right. And I'm guessing that Rhasidat's generation are the first generation of young Irish track athletes that have access to the Institute of Sport and to strength and conditioning expertise over there and things like that. Am I right in thinking that? Or would the older ones, slightly older than them, have had that as well?
It was pretty much geared towards seniors before, because capacity was more limited, but now that they've got a bit better capacity, there's greater opportunity for the younger ones. We're focusing on a smaller bunch of talented younger people now, and getting them greater access and putting greater support in beside them. Before, we carded a very large number of young people, and probably the funding was spread too thinly, so we're now trying to focus it a bit more, and then put the wider base of the pyramid back into development areas under the new coaching structures, so that we can focus more the high performance with the real high performance athletes, and then develop the future talent through the coaching structures.
True it, and get it right and keep them there. So we had extraordinary success this summer. Sarah Healy won 2 gold medals at the European Youths. You won a gold medal at the European Youths, and Sophie O'Sullivan won a silver. Then next time comes around, you go to World Juniors, Rhasidat, and you were part of the 4x1 relay team. And we have only ever won 2 medals before at World Juniors, and this year we won the relay silver that you were part of, and high jumper Summer Leckie won a silver medal. That's extraordinary jump to make. But tell me a little bit about the relay, because did you come back with kind of bittersweet feelings about it? You were part of the team, and yet in the end you didn't take part. You couldn't take part in the final.
Well, yeah, like I was really excited. Like it was amazing seeing all the big top countries I wouldn't have seen before, like USA and Jamaica, seeing all them there. And like I was so excited to get on the track and race, and like after my injury I was a bit it was pretty bittersweet. Like,
did you pull a hamstring was it in the qualifying round?
Yeah, it was in the heat. And because usually when people pull hamstrings in a race, like it's like they drop down straight away and they can't keep going, but like I pushed to keep going, and I kept
running.
Yeah, and I felt like maybe like I didn't hurt. Maybe it's just like a little cramp, and I'll be able to get over it. But I went to get an MRI scan, and I couldn't
couldn't run in the final.
So I was pretty bummed. Yeah.
But at the same time, you win a silver in the final, and actually could possibly have won like gold in that final, which is a phenomenal. Like, that's the barometer. World Juniors, Jacqui, is the highest barometer there is in athletics, really.
It's a fantastic achievement. This squad of girls have been working together for the last number of years under Karen Kirk, our under-20 relay coach, and we're developing our relay programme now this year even further. We've got a full-time sprints coordinator in place to develop more relays, because there are great opportunities for us in Ireland to do well in relays. We have a depth of talent now, and if we put in the technical expertise, these girls show that when you really have good changeovers, you can really do well. Yeah,
you can do well. It was a phenomenal final. The performance was just unbelievable. Was it Patience was the last leg?
Yeah.
Phenomenal last leg as well. It was incredible to watch. And the commentary from the international commentary was just so fantastic. They were like, Ireland they almost won gold and they've won silver at World Juniors. That is amazing. So it was an incredibly busy year for you. What happens next now? Last year was transition year, was it?
Yeah.
So you weren't too strict on her with the books last year. She was in transition year. Yeah. What have you got ahead of you this year, and how will you mix it with school?
Well, I'm going to do maybe just a few indoor races. Then outdoors I have EYOF again, hopefully. Then European Juniors, hopefully. And I'll be a bit more tough. Like, it's already getting a bit tougher, like with the training schedule and like homework. But like,
you're gonna have more homework this year. Taking it.
But I'm getting through it. Like, if you just put your head down, it's okay.
Yeah, you have to be disciplined to be a track athlete anyway, I guess, so you're used to that. Something that really struck me was you said something. I heard you say this recently. Somebody asked you, were you thinking about the Olympics, and was that your big goal? And you said no. What did you say your big goal was?
Well, I said, Olympics would be a big goal of mine, but I would also, another big goal of mine would be like motivate more girls to take part in sport because like I think there's so much talent in Irish girls, but before a lot of the talent is noticed, they would have probably dropped out or they just weren't bothered to take part anymore. And I think like the 24/20 campaign is like huge. It's like, that's great for it, and yeah, that's my big hope. Just
so. And who like part of that 2020 campaign is the notion that we need girls to see more successful girls and women to motivate them. So who motivated you? Like, who were the heroes, or did you have people that you thought, oh, I could do that? Or did it just come about naturally?
Yeah, I think I just wanted to do well. Like I kind of I got a fear of failure. So yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't like to underperform. I don't think anyone does, but yeah, I just always want to do well. I think that's what pushes me.
So it sounds like you're ultra competitive.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Is she ultra competitive at home?
Really?
Really? Like how?
Or like, if she determined that this is what I'm going to do, that's what she's going to do.
Right.
And if she said, okay, yeah. Anyway, if she determined this is what I'm going to do, that's her.
She just goes for it. No question. And is there anything she's bad at, or is there anything that you have to push her at?
Oh my God.
Tell us all, Adi.
Housework.
She's got a great excuse.
Oh.
She's got a great excuse to miss housework.
Housework.
Yeah, that's the one, is it?
No, she doesn't like to do any housework.
Well, she's got a lot on her plate between training and study. She's got a brilliant excuse, in fairness. She has
Only
a great
housework.
And
at times I'll be in work. If she's her turn to do dishes, so I'm tired now, mommy. I'll do it before I go to school. And she has to go to school. She have to wake up around 6:30. And she said, okay, before I go to school, I'm going to do it. So when? How? Is that possible?
It's 7:30 and it's still not done. So that's, yeah. Well, I think maybe she's got a pretty good excuse, but don't bring me into your rows now. I'm not getting involved. Personality-wise, how does she? Is she the same? Are all your children similar personalities, or is there something different about Rhasidat? Like sprinters are very often, I find what's amazing about sprinters is off the track, they're usually very relaxed and laid back people. Is that her personality? She doesn't sound like she's too relaxed. Sounds like she's very competitive.
Yeah, always.
What do you think? How would you describe your personality?
I am pretty relaxed, but like, say like we're in PE or something, like I don't want my team to lose. Like, but like I won't take it too seriously. It's just a bit of fun. Like I think it's so fun competing against people. So I think it's not anything serious. Don't take it to heart. But yeah, I have fun competing. So I think that's where I get my competitive side from. But like, I'm not always competitive. Like it's just fun.
Well, you sound like the ideal person to be on a relay team, because you just do that winning thing as a thing, and that ability to produce personal bests and Irish records and things in top competitions. Jacqui, that's a really valuable thing for any young athlete.
Incredibly valuable, yeah. What we try to do with them is we bring them to a few lower prep meets. We go to meets in Belgium or Germany to try and build up towards the big championships, so they have a little bit of experience of a small call room, meeting people from other countries, and they also travel together a little bit, so they have great friendships.
Yeah.
I think the relay team this year, I know that they were really very relaxed coming up to the final, because they all know each other and they had each other to turn to.
Yeah.
And it was almost like a team rather than an individual. And it really does stand to them when they have that camaraderie and friendship when they're travelling.
Do you have any worries, Ade, when you see your daughter being so successful at such a young age? Do you have any worries that people will expect this of her now, and how she will deal with that kind of pressure?
Always.
Yeah.
Always. I always tell her, last time I was telling her, this is the beginning. You just have to put more effort, because I know it's not the end of the world, but she has to put more effort, because this is just the beginning.
Yeah, well, it is you understand that at Rhasidat. It's a very long process. You're still very young. Had you turned 16 by the time you went to the World?
No.
You were 15 at World Juniors, and World Juniors is under 20, Jacqui.
It's under 20, yes.
Wow. And when did you turn 16?
29th of August.
So you have nearly another full year. So you have 2 more years in the under. Have you 2 more years in the under 18?
Oh no, just this year.
One more.
Just one more year
under 18, and then another 2 further under 20. So
right. So you have. You're right, Eddie. She's a long way to go.
She has.
Yeah, and it's managing that.
She just have to put her head down.
Yeah.
And continue what she's doing.
Yeah, but she sounds like she's doing it pretty well so far.
Certainly, yeah,
apart from the homework, apart from the housework, rather. And Jacqui, how do you manage that, and how do you manage those expectations on young athletes? And because everybody's saying, including people like me, oh my goodness, we've got these superstars, they're brilliant, but there's a long way to go.
We're trying to do a careful plan with them. This time of the year is all about doing a plan and deciding what race they're going to target, so they don't race too much and they're not overexposed to different things. We've also tried to help them to link with coaches, who have a balanced structure and who can help them both technically, and then we provide performance support for them to keep them healthy and keep them well. And I try to develop a kind of an open relationship with them and hope that they'll talk to me and tell me when things are wrong, and so that we can be alerted to things. We have a weekly survey that they all fill in that tell us when they're feeling a lot of pressure, maybe from school or whatever, and though that shows us signs that there could be some instance of fatigue, and that maybe we need to be a little bit careful around the loading at those times, around exams and things like that.
Can you do that online?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
it takes.
Brilliant.
It literally takes 30 seconds every Sunday evening.
Okay.
They fill it in, and it's a great.
That's a great way of monitoring how they're dealing with everything.
Yeah. And also I guess we try to encourage them to enjoy their sport when it's at the lower level, and they go through all their schools, regionals and things here in Ireland, and they really do enjoy it. And then there's a time when it's building up towards the more international competitions, but I guess it's very important that they enjoy it initially and that they see that it's a long-term pathway.
Yeah, that is a long way. Well, it has been an unbelievable year. As I said, 2018, we have 2 European champions at under 18 in the country in athletics. We have two silver medals from World Juniors. You were part of both of those things, Rhasidat, which is phenomenal. Do you have anything that you worry about in the future, or are you just having so much fun that you love it?
Yeah, I'm just having so much fun. Just taking everything as it goes and just hoping for the best.
And Mum says she doesn't believe anything she does for you is a chore, because that's what you need to be doing. Is there anything that you give up that you think, oh, I'd love to be doing that?
Maybe going out with friends all the time. I don't mind it because I'm obviously seeing the benefit now, but but it's all right, I don't mind.
When you win medals, is that easier then to not to go out with friends?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Especially when they come around to see the medals, I guess, and have a party with it. Well, look, it was a fantastic summer. You can't do it. Before we finish, we should mention your coaches. Johnny Fox is the coach, isn't it, in Tala AC up until now? He's been the one that helped you. Yeah, and now you're changing?
To Daniel Cagal.
Yeah, who has a more senior group of sprinters, and Patience is in the same group as well, isn't she, as well, one of the relay team members. So you're on to maybe another new level in terms of training. We wish you luck with it. Thank you so much. As I said, it's Cumann na Mán, Nullig na Mán, we're celebrating women's achievements, but there have to be great parents and great coaches behind anybody who achieves anything in sport. So we congratulate all of you for your input into Rhasidat and everything that's going to happen in the future. Thanks, guys, for coming in to join us on Off the Ball.
Thank you.
Thank you.